Megan, what do the archives mean to you?
Well, for me, I think it's mostly a lot of fun. And every time I can't underscore the fact that every time I have a conversation with somebody in this community about someone or something, I say, oh, I saw that. I saw something about that in the archives, and you can go and you can find it. And tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m., I'm going to be reading titles from the archives. So if you're watching now, go to sleep and get up at 6:30 a.m. and join. Well, don't go to sleep. Keep watching. But then join me at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. And you can donate to help preserve this community knowledge at 802-862-3966. So you'll be taking phone calls tonight. Kind of walk us through the process of what you're going to be talking to people on the phone and how they can donate.
Yeah, so we want to hear from you, 802-862-3966. You can call and just chat with us. There'll be folks here answering the calls. You can also donate online. That's probably the easiest way to do it, and we can walk you through that if you want to give us a call. Travis, you asked me the question about what the archives mean to me. You have worked with students, you have worked and really put this whole telethon together largely through your pulling community producers together and community members and former volunteers and interns who will see Navarro later. What does it mean to you? Why are you inspired to do this?
Well, I mean, for me personally, the archives, on TV, I grew up not really seeing a lot of people who look like me, and the whole time they existed in these archives here. And so it's nice to go back and see people, like a large community, especially of the communities you don't hear a lot from. I'm talking about LGBT community, women, Black community here in town, immigrants in town. They're all throughout our archives. And I think that's really, really powerful because it's not only the memories of our political memories, but it's also our community memories. I often say that we're the community's grandparents. And so we're out there to record everything that happens, good or bad, and then we'll watch it 30 years later and be like, I remember that. Why did we not do that again? And that's why I'm here, is because there's, even through strife and even through some of the more political aspects of that kind of stuff, there's always two other programs that just showcase how great this community is. So that's why I'm here.
Yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, when Miss Lydia was here and doing her promo, which hopefully we'll show to you all later tonight, one of the things that she talked about was that doing this show for the last 10 months has been really therapeutic. So she felt really bowled over by what was going on politically, and she has folks come in, Farine Paris. She's having Infinite Conclusion and Brian Chena come on tomorrow and talk. And that, for me, for folks to use the studio as a way of working through what everything means is so amazing. And there's something sort of interesting, here we are, we're on TV, there's a screen between you and me, but this form creates this interesting container for us to express ourselves in a different way. We all felt ourselves shift spiritually with the technology through COVID. And yet we've been doing this for 40 years, kind of introducing people to what is the magic that is television and turning the three-dimensional world. You and I are sitting here in 3 dimensions, but we have become flat Stanley, so to speak, through the magic of Logan holding up the camera and seeing us and bearing witness. So I think, what she said about that, coming in and using the studios being therapeutic is why I bother to get up in the morning and walk through the doors and work on budgets and take phone calls. And I hope that you all will recognize the value as well and give us a call.
Hello, I'm Travis. What's your name?
Frank.
Oh, nice to meet you, Frank. I actually think we've met multiple times before. I do know you. Now that you're in the light, I'm like, oh, that's Frank. How are you? So why did you decide to come today?
I decided to come today because I knew that 7 Mile Spanking Machine was performing at originally 7:30, but then I saw they were performing at 7, and then I was scared about not getting parking outside of CCTV, so I came in early.
Yeah, this building is really popular. How long have you been fans of 7 Mile Spanking Machine?
Well, I do love the song Disease from their self-titled. I do like a few that Navarro, and I don't know about Nasty. Nasty likes a lot of the songs I like too, but Navarro I love liking the songs that Navarro thinks are really awful, but I like them a lot. And I think I've known 7 Mile Spanking Machine. They used to perform at the coffee houses at Essex High School to a bunch of kids that were like, wow, this is so cool and weird, and I love being an audience member, and I know that Navarro wanted more moshing, and we were all very sad and listening.
Listening intently. You're too much intelligence for this dance music. So maybe we'll have more of a moshing situation going on tonight. And is this your first time in CCTV?
Actually, I mean, I've only been into the computer area. So this is my first time in this area, and yeah, I did think, I was like, wow, driving up here and looking up at the sign, I guess, like, wow, this is the first time I went into this building. I was trying to find CCTV, and I was like, where is it? And I like walked into this empty room, and I was like, where? And thankfully there was someone who was like upstairs. But I thought walking in today, I was like, this is kind of like Videodrome. Like because I've never been in like a studio before of any kind, and that's the only thing that came to mind. And the person I came with didn't know Videodrome, so I was like, wow, we gotta watch that.
And in the past, besides coming to the studio, what has been your connection to CCTV? I know you're in the archives, so what other, like, what kind of content have you created and that is in our archives?
What have I created? I remember I love watching the CCTV like election footage. I was streaming the Burlington mayoral election on my TV, and I told my mom, I was like, this is CCTV, look, I'm watching it live. And I explained to her, and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna see Navarro soon, who refuses to wear gloves or a jacket when interviewing pedestrians about their voting choices. And so that's always been very exciting. And I don't know what of mine is in the archives. Is there anything?
There's a couple things. You have gone to a couple protests and have recorded a few things. Your name is in the archives because I had to write your credit. So that is why I know. So you've recorded a couple protests. You have come here to help and volunteer on several occasions, or at least help with Navarro on several occasions, which helped the larger group. So yeah, I think that just really highlights that there is so many different ways to get involved, even when you don't realize that you're getting involved, right? You're already involved because I just asked you to come on up over here. So, so thank you for being here, and also thank you for supporting Navarro. Do you make any kind of music yourself?
I've made one song.
Okay, so what's that song? Give me the deets.
I low-key forget what it's called because I get really bad with titling things, and so then I kind of pull that untitled thing. But I'm trying to start making music, but I keep getting into my head about starting to do work on something. So I think I need to just like do it in the weirdest way possible of starting and just being like, this is not what I'm thinking. Like I need to like manipulate myself to like create this thing, and then I'm excited because according to Navarro, I made my first ever trap beat the other day, and Navarro was like, wow, you have good what's the word, instincts. Yeah. And I was like, for some reason I was like, oh, this is a nice I was like, Navarro, how do I make hi-hats that are like jerk beat style? And then Navarro was like, here. And I have the only pack I have downloaded on my laptop for like sounds is like a coworker music type drum kit. So good for me, I guess.
And I remember you did go to high school with Navarro. You've graduated, right? What are you doing now, post-high school?
I'm working as a host at the most lovely place. Well, yeah, I've been working a lot. This summer has unfortunately led me into I want to do more, but I am only kind of working and watching things, which is fun. And hanging out with friends. My work gracefully gave me one free round of mini golf, which we all recently tried to utilize, but the internet lied because it's not open until 9 p.m. It's only open until 7:30. So check your local mini golf courses because they might be open not as late as you think.
Well, thank you. Mini golf is really fun. One of my favorite activities, which we'll be watching together at 4 in the morning, me doing mini golf. But the last thing I wanted to ask you or tell you is, you're always welcome here to come make videos, make music, whatever you need. We always need more music that is royalty free so that we can air it on our channel. But yeah, thank you, Frank, so much for being here. I'm gonna get back to a few more pitches, and then we're gonna go into some more pre-roll. So thank you. Wow, thanks for that. And as you can see, Town Meeting TV, CCTV, the LJP, we all do a lot. So I'm just happy that you all got to see some of that. With me. Right now I'm here with the Robin Lloyd, longtime Burlington community member, activist, and filmmaker. And Robin has a few things to tell us about the anniversary that we have today.
Well, the anniversary that's coming up in a few days with the 80th anniversary of the dropping of bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not an event we like to remember, but we should remember because our government is building more nuclear weapons now, even though the tragedy of those two bombs and their impact on people is still being felt. Nuclear weapons are a disastrous weapon to have, and we should get rid of all of them.
And what day is that exactly this year?
Yes, the August 6 and 9. 6 was Hiroshima. 3 days later, President Truman decided to drop a second bomb, and we don't really know why, because the first bomb really defeated the Japanese. This was on the city of Hiroshima, and then he decided to drop this second bomb, which is a different kind of bomb, and the scientists wanted to test both bombs. So the first bomb killed 120,000 people, and the second bomb killed another 100,000 people. So
that's so awful. And so it's 80 years from that event.
Yeah.
And how would you say that is still impacting us today?
Well, it's impacting us because we haven't gotten rid of nuclear weapons. We're storing nuclear weapons, and let me just show you this graph, if this will if you can do a close-up, because the dot there in the center represents all the explosive power of World War I and World War II together in that dot, and all the rest of it is nuclear weapons that we have stored in different places. And I was just looking up, where are they stored? They're stored in submarines. For example, this is a submarine here with 8 dots in it, which is 8 equivalents of the firepower of World War I and II together in one submarine. I mean, so that the nuclear weapons that have been developed since Hiroshima and Nagasaki are so much more powerful than those first 2 weapons, and so it's so much more dangerous to have these things in our as an option for war and for the Russians to have it, and the Chinese are growing more of them too. So that's why we're trying to build awareness through this dot chart that that sort of in a very abstract way shows something very powerful and disturbing if you allow yourself to imagine all these dots are stored in submarines or in missiles out west, where they have these Sentinel missiles, the Minuteman missiles, that are timed to go off in a minute if someone tells them to send those weapons. So, I'm involved in Women's International League for Peace and Freedom. This is one of our logos. Women in, Women in Peace, the love affair of the century. Oops, no, wait. There we go. And
well, thank you so much, Robin, and thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of the telethon. Please.
I just popped in.
Please call 802-862-3966 to donate. Visit cctv.org if you want to donate, or visit telethon.cctv.org. Of our $10,000 goal, we have raised $330. Amazing. We're getting there. We still have a long time to go. We still have 23 more hours. But right now, what I'm to do is I'm supposed to turn it on over to Studio B to introduce...
Wait, before you do
Oh,
that.
wait. One last minute donation. Another $40.
$40.
Here from Robin Lloyd. Thank you so much, Robin, for keeping the archives going. And thank you, North Star Radio. We have, if you want to donate, remember it's 802-862-3966. You can also visit telethon.cctv.org to donate. I'm here with Charlie Giannoni, who is a longtime field producer with CCTV, and also overall everywhere in our community. I'm sure you've seen him numerous times at rally events, protests, MPA meetings. I know that's a big one for Charlie. My question for you largely is, what do the archives mean to you?
Archives mean history. I actually had a conversation with Calvin Cutler from WCAX the other day when I was waiting to do a Senator Sanders press conference. And he was asking because he had heard about the telethon. And so I was trying to explain him that we've got like 500,000 archives. That's an exaggeration, but so we just got to, and so he was saying himself that it's a source for him. So sometimes when he needs some research on a story or something, he actually goes into our archives and looks at things. So I know that there's people out there that actually use them. So I know it's a big tool, and I'm sure if you talk to any librarian or someone like that anywhere in the state of Vermont, they would say that archives anywhere are valuable to show how life was like in a certain place at a certain time. So, thank you.
Awesome. And my last question to you for now, and thank you so much for sitting down with me here tonight, is tomorrow's the Ramble. I know you're going to be a really busy person. What is your favorite part about the Ramble? I know you've recorded many of them before, but what is your favorite part? Why do you enjoy the Ramble?
Well, one of the things I enjoy about the Ramble is I look for things that are happening on people's porches and in their backyards. So a lot of the Ramble are the big events, like the Old North End World event. What do they call it? World Market, or then there's things like Decatur Fest. So those are the big ones. But what I really like to do is just be looking at the schedule and driving by somewhere and just see people up on their porch having like coffee and donuts first thing in the morning, like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and just welcoming their neighbors to come in and say hello and etc. So those are the good ones. And then I always keep my eye out for like little kids who are just like setting up a little lemonade stand like on the sidewalk in front of their house. And there's actually this one place that I'm sure I'll go to tomorrow, because the little kids, they know me. And so when they see me like walking up towards them, they immediately know that they have to run into the house and ask their parents, because I'm not going to videotape them unless their parents say it's okay. So they immediately run into the house and they come back out, and I put them on as part of the ramble recording for like 60 seconds or something. So those are the kinds that I like. But Decatur Fest is really a huge event with a lot of neighbors putting in a lot of energy. So it's also good to do that one because you just go down the street, you show all the different people doing all their individual things from their front porches. So that's also a good one.
Amazing. Thank you, Charlie. And we also have in our archives years and years of the Ramble. So if you want to help support that, remember to donate at 802-862-3966.
What? Talking to the guy. What? I know, but I'm showing what the I know.